Thank you for listening, and hope you have a nice day.
Thank you so much to the amazing AI and leadership team. You guys did a phenomenal job telling us a little bit about what you learned this week. Now we're going to open it up for the parents to ask questions. So, parents, I have a question. So leadership, you mentioned leadership qualities. What are three important qualities that you think are really important for an AI leader to have managing young people like you guys?
So one of them is you have to be accountable. Um, like to lead others, you have to first lead yourself. And so I think being accountable for like let's say like someone asks you to be somewhere at a certain time, like you should be accountable and like just be there when you say that you're going to do it.
Another thing that an AI should have is the way to always be there for others. And human leaders in general, you should always be there for a person so that you don't like just leave them alone. Like say you're friends with someone, they just leave them alone all the time. That happens sometimes. You need an AI leader that's responsible, that's reliable, and just do all the things you need to do, but just better. Okay.
A little bit of collaboration going on.
Yeah, we
AI
want to.
is trustworthy and also knowing how to control others. They should know how to control themselves and act in any situation.
Wow.
Is there any more questions? Anyone?
I was going to ask, you said something about AI not taking over the human being in the workplace. What do you guys think would be what you would do to make sure that that doesn't happen?
So, like, first, I see that like we should set like guidelines and like regulations so that like there are still like jobs like available in like the human workforce, but we should make it so that AI can just help um like make tasks or like difficult tasks even easier. So that's how I see it.
Okay, so I have a follow-up
Do
question.
it like
Oh,
AI can explore areas like that are dangerous because they don't feel things or anything. So they don't feel pain or anything. So like they could explore space or any other area that would be too dangerous for humans to explore.
so good. Now, I was going to say that because you guys are such phenomenal AI leaders, and I know that you're going to do a great job. What if you just make something that just is so awesome and takes over the human being? Even with all the guidelines you put in, you just make something that is awesome.
What I think would happen is obviously for our AI, we're gonna make it good, but also not too good. You don't want something that can take over the industry. Like you don't want something that can take over all of our jobs, because then some people would be jobless without a job, and we need to make the economy more just fit for the new AI work industry. I just make everything more compatible. We don't need that much AI to control humanity, and our AI won't be the
Okay. What do you think about the bias in the data for AI? How does AI learn, and how do you make sure that it's not biased? The data is not biased.
usually we would add like a data thing. So like we would let our AI control and we would have like some kind of control remote. So anything they don't know how to do, we will use the remote and add the data inside so they would know how to do it. We'll add an advanced database to the robot and add an advanced control panel that we can use like sort of like a remote, but at one stored in place. There'll be a kill code for the robot so that if there's multiple robots, you can just stop it at once by typing in the kill code or using a USB. And we don't want to make the robot too like all around like knowing everything. We're not gonna AI is really smart, and really smart can turn into really bad.
Fantastic. Cool. The AI and leadership team, you guys did a phenomenal job. All right. All right, parents, we're moving over to this amazing marketing and branding team. You guys are going to tell us what you learned this summer, this week on marketing and branding. So take the remember pitch. How do you pitch yourself? Your introduction and all. Good.
I'm Precious, and welcome to Marketing Branding. Marketing branding is basically when you have a product that you want to sell and you want to make it known to other people. Usually using commercials or advertisements is how people promote their work and their business.
So, some examples of marketing and branding can include going up to someone's door, knocking on it, and talking about your product. People are more likely to buy your product if they can see the product full time and they're able to see what the product does. This can this can help people kind of decide if they want to buy the product because they know they're not getting scammed and they know what they're gonna buy. An example of marketing and branding real time could also probably be putting a flyer about your product or store or company. But then an example that people can kind of face that even as a kid would be opening up a lemonade. Imagine it's in the summer and you want to open up a lemonade stand, but then there's also the competition. Competition that people that are selling the exact same product as you. But the thing is, you don't want your competition to be making you have to be exactly what's customer and what's people to buy your product. For example, instead of just selling open lemonade, you could add incentives like cookies, like soda, these extra things that the other lemonade stand won't sell. You can also add some colors onto your stand to make it more appealing to other people, and that's something.
Basically, slogans are supposed to be unique and different so other people can know and it gets stuck in their head and makes your business different from others. Like um, McDonald's is your friend. They have slogans and like they sell the right things, so other people are attracted to one thing or the other. Marketing and branding is important because without marketing and branding, businesses will not be able to promote their businesses or make themselves known to people because if they're not known, then they can't sell things and this business can get shut down um, and in conclusion, making marketing and branding is really important to make people buy our product. And anyone have questions?
So I have a question. So when you have to sell the same thing as others, you guys made mention of lemonade. So in the age of technology that we are on, what other things can we get in advertising? Like what other platforms can you get advertising?
You could advertise on the internet, but the page that was talking about, the one you're saying, that would be able to happen because you're selling on the street. It could, the way in the age of technology, I mean, this actually, you can airdrop it to people in the area maybe, that could be a way. But I bet most of the ways if you sell on the internet, most of the physical, like knocking on people's doors and saying, you have a lemonade stand.
Putting up flyers online too, like let people know, oh, it's Monday, it's down the street.
Maybe.
As a concerned parent, I have a question. Do you think that just because you have a certain brand, you should pay more or charge the customer more for just attaching a logo onto a shirt? Like let's say Gucci you have a regular white t-shirt and you put the Gucci logo on it, should it cost more than a regular white shirt without it?
Yeah, I feel like it should cost more because like it's more cheap and there's actually logo on the shirt, so it'd be different without like that much.
Yeah, like for example, if you're rating that more, like if your competition is already that far away from you and you rate that high up, you can start kind of increasing the prices to make more money off the product. Since like, for Gucci, for example, I know costing the logo may not be as creative as some other people, but the business is already that high up and successful, so they can start doing more stuff. Kind of bring down the costs of things that they're making, kind of higher up the things that they're buying. People already know they're marketing to be good.
Very impressive.
Yes, good job. You know, I just want to ask, I didn't hear a lot about social media and technology in that regard. Um, let's say you have one of these AI and technology projects. What type of, modern day social media would you attempt to use to market your product?
He's like Instagram and TikTok because like then people go on there and if you're familiar with business, they'll be more down to use the platform one, so it's your business and then they'll like promote it and possibly buy or
And also, as the previous group said, you also use AI to create kind of images that most people cannot make, and kind of use it on like social media, like Instagram, TikTok, just to kind of make ourselves more known.
Great job, amazing job. Thank you to the marketing and branding. What a phenomenal way to explain some of what we learned this week. So good job to you guys. All right, now we're moving on to the programming team. And remember how to pitch an introduction. So the programming team, tell us where are the team members? Just all right. So guys, explain. So over to you guys.
Hello, my name is Albert and that's David. And here at the programming school, we're going to talk about how programming works, how it functions in robots, and how you can use programming in your everyday life. So basically, programming of how a robot, how a robot functions. You can build a robot just like this, but programming is the way it functions. So if I hit the speed button right here, the robot starts moving. So basically, all the code, this is the main load when the program starts. And this is all the settings for the motors. The motors are what makes the robot move, what makes it like the motors are somewhere in here, right here. And so that's what makes the robot move. Then we have all the code. The code is what makes the robot move. For example, you use this to move the robot forward or computation you want. This is how to make the robot move from how many inches you want. So that's what happened for me. Let's talk to you.
Hello guys, my name is David Jadamir, lead programmer at this camp. So I would like to first tell you what we're using. So this is blocks. It's a type of simplified code for the kiddies to understand how to code. For the beginners, let me say. So I've created multiple blocks right here to do certain things. So left goes left, right goes right, forward goes forward, back goes back. Go down causes this motor attachment to go down. Go up causes this motor attachment to go up. Drag causes it to drag an object that's in front of it. And pick up causes it to pick something up and move it. So let me demonstrate some of these. So I'm going to create it to go forward 2 times and then back and then cause the motor thing to go down. One. Yeah, and I did that all using this code. So this code right here, there is a sensor on the top of my motor. That sensor, you can use any of these. When you have a sensor, you blocks to figure out this information, to see what information is coming in. Because the sensors gather information. So right here, I'm having it repeat until, actually let's do this one, it's more easy to understand. I'm having it repeat until there is no color. So that means it will continuously go up until the sensor is not detecting anything. And it will go down until the sensor is detecting something. Uh,
Okay. And then also now we talk about the different modes. As you can see on the right of the computer, there are different modes like movement, light, sound, events, control, sensors, operators, variables, and icons. The most important ones for coding for beginners is probably going to be movement, um, control, and variables. So basically, movement, like I talked about earlier, is basically what needs to move, like the motors, turning, and move forward. Then we also have control. Control is statements where something does or does not happen. The robot does something. Like if check state is zero, then go down. So I'm not the one who put this robot, but that I'm pretty sure that means if whatever check state means goes down, if it does happen, it has to go down. And then it's also repeat. Repeat is basically it's a loop. It's basically like a loop. Situations. So if you want the robot to do something more than once, you have to repeat code and put whatever you want to do into the repeat code inside. Basically, repeat forward 2 times. And then there's the variables. Variables are basically like you can create your own blocks of the data. For example, texting that was there, but my friend David made texting a variable and it does whatever code you want to do. So basically, if you're having a tough time coding on a computer, on a robot, on the app, you make a variable that you name whatever you want and it does the code. Back when I was in school, I used to use variables to make it go the robot move forward. But that's all for variables. And then everything else extra like sound, light. You don't need sound and light, but it's if you want it to be detailed, you want it to look fancy, you want it to look proper, then you can add it. But if you want it to be basic, then you can do that.
Alright. So I'm just gonna play this code, and right here, when the program starts, when I click it, it should do something. Like this. So I should go 4 and 5 times. Okay. And then that thing should go up. Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Fantastic job by the programming team. You guys did an amazing job explaining your code and really bringing it to life. So thank you guys for doing such an amazing job. Now, questions for the parents. Okay, I have a question. You explaining this thing just makes me think like your God. So the programmer is the God of the data or whatever is going to be the robot. My question is, are there any ethical considerations as a programmer? You just put in whatever you want. You want it to go up, go down, kill people. You know, like any ethical considerations?
I mean, technically you can do whatever you want. Legally and morally, you shouldn't program your robot to kill. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you shouldn't.
Okay, so wait, is it based on the law or do you do it based on the law? Do you do it based on your own personal moral?
Me personally?
No, generally as a programmer.
How do you feel
Now,
about
the code of conduct, quote unquote, for programmers. What is it?
Um, what's that thing? Don't harm people. Do no harm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
And generally, I don't think like what we're doing is basic. It's for beginners and stuff like special codes. But if you're like really advanced,
I do have a question. You said that this is very basic level of what you're using this device to do. What is the coolest thing that you got it to program it to do?
Um,
Or ever, like within the realm of what you're working with? Because obviously programming can be in anything. You're programming in a car, you're programming to do pretty cool things that you will program.
I think one of the cool things you can do is it can mimic sound. So if you go to the sound category, one of the cool things you can do, it can play sound, and you can add sound, record, or edit sound. So that's one of the cool things you can do. You can make it sound whatever you want. Like I said before, it's not necessary, but if you want to be like nice, fancy, modern, you can make it all. You can record what you want to say. Like for instance, if you had enough time, you could have recorded this whole presentation on this. But so basically, yeah, that's one of the cool things. There's still more stuff, but like I said, you only had a week to do this, or a week to learn robotics. So maybe in the future, when we're older, we learn more cool stuff about robotics.
Also,
Oh, the motors. See, there's this thing called motors. The robotics team will talk about those more. But motors are the whole reason this thing lives. This is the control tanks. That's how we control it and make it float. The motors, motors this thing lives. So we have motors for the wheels. So basically, here's the motors. Can everyone see them? The motors. The motors are the whole reason this thing lives. The whole reason that you can code it is because of this thing. So basically, to answer your question, no, the motor can move by itself. Well, it won't be able to move by itself, but if you have to code it in order for it to move. But if you're trying to say how does it move, it's coming with motors.
Very well explained. Thank you so much to the programming team. You guys have done an absolutely amazing job. Thank you for representing that and for explaining code in English. That makes so much sense. So thank you. All right, now we are here in the amazing robotics team. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Team,
Listeners.
team. All
Listeners.
right. Who's your who are your speakers?
My name is Lois and his name is
Oh, you have to speak up so that we can understand.
So, robots need to be programmed as the programming team says to work properly, which is why programming and robotics together, are together, and you can't do either one without the other. So, I'm going to show you some things that they can do when it comes to
All right, let's go. Okay, one more time.
So, this is how you can make robotics do Which is why my friend Ferris will explain one of the missions. One of them. He's going to explain this mission. So you have to do your robot has like this. So more you move it like more you move it, you get more force. So how you would do this with a robot is you would basically grab it and then program it to go back and forth basically so it will work. And all these missions on the board from that one all the way to this one have important meaning because they basically show you how advanced you are at programming robots and all that stuff. So robots can be used in different things from saving lives to being very destructive. But I'm gonna go into why they can save lives. So most people think that robots are just gonna take everyone's jobs, and it can do that. But we should use robots to help people's jobs to make them safer. For an example, firefighters. Firefighters use drones to search out for the fire and all that so they don't risk their lives and they don't burn to death. Another example could be police officers. They can use their heat guns. Yeah, their sensor to basically track people or use trackers and all that, which is why robots can help people. And but the destructive side of robots is they can basically damage things and all that. But we should use robots for the greater good. Any questions?
Okay. Alright. Thank you so much to the robotics team. What an amazing way to explain everything you have and to actually show us visually on the board and to help us move some robots around. Now, I'm sure parents have some questions around what all these pieces mean and what they're trying to achieve. So, parents, questions.
So all this week, all I kept hearing about was missions and the missions. So I see it. Can you just give a little bit more context to? I know you explained the missions, but is there more background on why people get involved in missions and what happens when you win? I guess the missions or can you win the missions?
All right, can I actually ask Nathan to explain missions? Are you ready to explain missions?
Yeah.
All right, explain
right.
it in a way that everybody will understand it.
Alright, I'm gonna do this one first. So basically, wait, can I get?
You have to speak a little louder.
Wait, can I get the? This is the position.
Can you get the one?
Yeah, let me show you. So basically, how this mission will work is like you basically like code your robot to come to this the first mission and basically pull this thing in all the way in. And these the red and the yellow and the blue. If you pull it all the way like to the blue, you get more points like on the scoreboard over there. Look at that board.
How many missions are there? How long do you get? How long do you get to do the mission? How long do you get to accomplish all this? You get it 30 seconds.
And maximum points for everything. If you get everything complete, you can actually get 600. Okay, awesome. That's a lot of points.
So it's like American Gladiator for robots, right? No.
Yeah.
That's a deal and everything. I was like, I don't get it, but I get it now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There are different stations and
Yeah.
so they get points if they pick
Figure it out.
I don't know. I'll try to explain this one.
Okay, let him explain that.
Because
The program is like programming robots
to go under.
yeah, and they have to like glue on it, like really glue.
Yeah. I don't know. But this isn't the correct attachment.
Yeah.
Wait, which one is? I think it's the one. And then another mission is where you take your robot here and bring it out. And then another mission is to basically you're supposed to take cubes and put it all the way up. And once you reach here, you get the maximum amount of points. Then you come here, and you're gonna have to knock, knock this down, and you'll get points. But to get more points, you'll have to put squares in each goal that's provided. Another mission is to flip this on the right side. Another mission is to get your robot to pull this down and make it spin. I don't know. Oh, damn it. Yeah. And then another mission, you have to come here and then flip. Oh, that's it. This is supposed to be green. And you're supposed to flip it over to the robot, and then the boat in this black green. And then you come here and
Excuse me, do you mind?
then you pull it. For this one, you're gonna you have to use posture. Another is using this, and then we're using the cube into this part. And if you have another one of these apps, you can use this to put it in here, but on the other side, so it's like floor kind of. And then last of all, you want to take these health pieces and put it on top of here to get extra points. And if you manage to get enough there, you get extra points. Once you come here, that would be like your final thing, and you would make a dance like I showed before. Here. And you can do it from the touch button.
You want the parents to touch the button? Can you just give it to the parent to touch the button so that we can see how it works? Any parent.
The yellow button.
Question, like, um, what's the difference between someone who does robotics and a programmer? I know you say they're intertwined, but what is there an added level to programming? Is it an entirely different thing?
So, the difference between a programmer and programmer basically will be in charge of actually programming the robot. Sometimes someone who does robotics can be a programmer and the builder for the robot, but the builder will build the robot. So it's two separate people doing two jobs. and sometimes it can be one person.
So it involves something you either write the program or you build the robot or you do the both. Thank you.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I want to piggyback on that. Maybe I give it to Mr. Dan to explain the various. So a lot of people think, oh, Mr. Charlie, and I guess we introduce everybody. But a lot of people think that when you say robotics, it just means if you don't like the blocks or you don't like coding. But there are so many different aspects to robotics. I would love you guys to hear about it. That you can be a builder, which means you're actually like you're good with your hands. You can be a software person. But even within our team, there are people who are in marketing. So I want to call on Vida.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in this robotics team? Even yeah.
So First Robotics has two different sections. There's obviously the robotics competition, which is the coding and all the programming and the mechanical stuff. Then there's the outreach portion. Basically, you go to judges and you present what have you done to impact your community throughout the year. This is for example, we go to John's Day Library two times a month. That's something that we do for outreach to help expand our influence on the community. Furthermore, we just started a SWE chapter, which is Society of Women Engineers. That's another thing that we do to help benefit our community. Last year, I think we helped put up flags for the McKinney Rotary clubs. That was something that we did to benefit our community. So what I do is a lot of presenting, and I do a lot of impact. So I try and help people, and I try and tell them about what we do here. Because honestly, there's such an important aspect of robotics that needs to be talked about, and it's the part that we need a way to get ideas out into the world. And in Mercenary, they're doing an excellent job of making sure that every student is involved in every part of the process. That you don't need to be just into engineering to be in STEM. And so that's why I love Mercenary Robotics, and I cannot stop talking about it literally.
So let me ask you, did you like STEM engineering when you came here?
Honestly, I was the antithesis of everything STEM. I'm like, the second someone talked to me STEM, I would immediately just shut off. But the second I learned they had a marketing team, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even know that that was even an option, and it completely changed my life.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I just wanted to make it clear that you can be in STEM and not be this hardcore coder or this hardcore robotics person. What? We wanted the kids to be the teaching robotics. So I don't know if parents have more questions because I would love for the coaches to also speak. Any other questions?
It's one of the most attraction.
All right, please can we give a massive round of applause? Because you're going to get us some energy off, and then we'll have it on
Everybody grab a chair, come in the middle.
We are wrapping up.
Let me put it over there.
Please come together. We are wrapping up. We're wrapping up. Please come together. Rock is here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys are please come grab a chair. Yeah, come have a seat. Yeah. Make sure you have a little room around your chair. Yeah, yeah. You guys come on in if you want. Can you guys help the parents find chairs? Can you guys help the parents find chairs? They don't have to sit in the back. Yeah, there's some chairs right there. There's some chairs over there. Right on. Right on. Okay. All right. Before we start talking, before we're sitting and listening and talking, I want everybody to stand up for me. All right. You guys remember we did this near the beginning of the week. The parents have to participate. You don't have to. But you're invited to participate. Okay? So, you remember everybody sitting this afternoon? We're not going to do that again. We're going to play. Everybody put up your right hand. Say, I'm alive. I'm alive. Your hand down here. Put your left hand and say, I'm awake. I'm awake. You're going to say, and I feel great. And I feel great. All right, let's do it again. I'm alive. I'm awake. I'm awake. And I feel great. And I feel great. Who agrees with that? Are you all awake?
I walk in there, I think I've seen you before. Yeah. And this is my buddy Charlie. So together with some other friends, we started the McKinney Seed Academy. Actually, it was kind of 2 years ago. But we moved into this space, like in 1 week it'll be a year. So it's been kind of crazy what happened here. I've been coaching robotics for almost, well, this will be my 11th year. And I was a public school STEM teacher for 3 public schools across 12 years. I did that in Dallas, and I was in Charlotte for a year. Then I came back to a school where we did a 4-year pathway for engineering, computer science, and competitive robotics. And that's where I got excited and really kind of fell in love with what we're doing with robotics, but everything that goes with it, like as we were just hearing, right? That it's so much more. What for me, what keeps me coming around is that we get to help all sorts of young people like this and do amazing things, help them discover what their gifts are, and do our part to kind of help them move towards like total human flourishing. That's what I want to see, right? Like become the awesome human beings that they're all designed to be. So they get to come here, and if they're STEM bent or STEM bound, we're trying to get them kind of a head start on that. And we have this whole pathway now that starts with younger kids doing Lego robots. Kind of heard what the mission and the game is like. We start that actually. Our teams have formed, and you know, we're looking for anybody who's still interested in maybe being on the team, because the camp is one piece of what we do. We do workshops, but what we do throughout the year is competitive robotics, and we do that here. And maybe Charlie can tell us about what's happening next door, because we've grown so much that we actually had to kind of start a wait list for part of our programs, and we're always looking for mentors and anybody wants to help us. But especially if our energy students like maybe interested in being part of the team, so we can do more of this. So and you don't have to, like, there's no pressure. Like I've talked to some of you, but we're just super excited to be on mission in our community with amazing people like Russell, who I met only March, like the first week of May. It was actually May. From a mutual friend introduced us, because he was doing some outreach in I think some international business conference downtown Dallas. And I got on the phone. I'm like, man, I think this guy is like kind of on the same mission we are. We should meet. And he came and brought some of his partners from Rocky and came to Frisco Rough Riders game where we were doing a showcase of our program. And next thing we met, and he's like, man, you guys can show me how to do this in Dallas or something. And then he came up to me and he's like, oh, we're adding some space next door. Maybe we should do this together. And I've been friends with Dr. Yono for 2 years. Like I met her like within weeks of being up here. And I met these two. We just found the same kind of DNA, and our hearts in the same place about the purpose for what we're doing. And in fact, we've done stuff in Africa with the Law Foundation, which she's so humble about not talking about. But everybody should know, UNOMA started a foundation that has 75 chapters on college campuses in 25 African countries advancing STEM for women. Yeah. She's so humble about that, but it should be celebrated. And like I had the great privilege to go to Cape Town last year and meet 20, I think there was 20 leaders from 10 countries of these chapters. That's happening again in August in Ghana this year. And thanks to another donation that came from a school in Dallas that Charlie dug up online, we have multiple GD3 Lego kits. They're going to go in the hands of these leaders so they can go do this and in Cameroon and other parts beyond, thanks to the Clappy Foundation that has been at work for almost a decade, right, in different Nigeria, Cameroon. Like these guys are like, we're on mission together. We're so glad to be here. And I want to hear from Charlie too. So thank y'all for coming and trusting us with your kids.
Just like Coach Dan said, it was a pleasure having you guys here. Dan and I are very lucky. So this is a nonprofit. We do this for fun. We enjoy doing this, and we get to have 30 to 70 students, much like yourself, here every day on various competition teams. For the parents, we're in a desperate need for engineers in the world. Engineers make very good salaries, as most people know. I've been an engineer for 27 years. We need more engineers. A lot of the kids start growing up and don't think they can do STEM, don't think they have an interest, but that's what we're here to spark. We do competitive games, we do it from 2nd through 12th grade. It's a lot of fun, the kids really enjoy it. You know, they got a little taste of it with the missions today. but we really work together as a team, and we teach the kids the basic skills of engineering, both electrical and mechanical. Question on programming, the electrical engineers with the programming discipline of engineering. So we typically do things with motors, controls, software, and get that all integrated together. You kids did wonderful this week. I was really excited watching you guys all engage around the mat, kind of experience what Lego League is like. But there's more. We started driving the big robot. How do you like driving the big robots? Most? Yeah, everybody likes to drive a big robot. It moves 20 feet per second, so we can't demo it right now. They were big drivers, but not that confident. But you guys can do this. It's really fun. I hope you guys consider pursuing a STEM career moving forward. Like I said, we need engineers, and all of you are perfectly capable. It's a great career to have. We do have ice cream. Do you go on ice cream? So the student business haven't taken it out yet. So the team that won the competition this week is to pick first. I think it was big changes. No, your team come up here. Have your team come up here. Have your team come up here. Be recognized.
Y'all come up here.
Come up here. Come here.
Nate, y'all come up here. Oh. Anybody else? Oh, set back.
The Raiders. The Raiders.
Everybody's gonna get some.
Which one do you guys want? Who wants the we have the beef ice cream sandwiches, regular ice cream sandwiches.
But y'all look fine.
Everyone. Ice cream sandwich.
Next time you want.
Did you choose yet? Ice cream
Bro, what do you want?
Just pass them around.
Take one if you want one of these, take it.
Keep your ice cream box.
Everybody grab your ice cream. We just have a couple more things.
Everyone has ice cream.
I see one in your hand.
Yeah.
There might be other stuff.
Russell, you have to. No, what's
No more time. No more. We need you to ice cream to the front. Hannah and Kitana, talk to you guys there.
something we want to do. We want to honor our student mentors that are here, all three. This program basically runs on volunteers and camps and workshops like this. We basically train our students to run here with support from Dr. Nova. In the background supporting all sorts of things, but these guys are the ones supporting all of these students. And so we, first of all, want to give them a giant shout out. They spent an entire week of their, the end of their summer here, 5 days from however long we were here, many hours. But I think y'all should hear who they are and what they've been doing around here. So if you guys would do like we did at the beginning of the week, introduce yourselves to the parents, and you guys are very high school how they do that. Let's see, who is going to start? Maybe you want to start? Oh wait, we can go this way. Ahana, you go first.
This is my first year in nursery robotics, but I've been competing since I was in 8th grade. I was on a different activity team, and I really like it here. There's a lot of different.
Yeah, the fans going, the air conditioning. Just be loud, y'all. Be loud and proud.
I really like it here. I've been here for like a couple weeks, but there's so many more resources here, and it's very interesting to see how everything's been working and seeing the robots that they've all built.
What's some of the roles that you've been a part of in the past and that you're looking forward to? Yeah, like on the old team, and then what you're looking for in the new team.
So on my old team, I was one of the engineers, so I did a lot of building. So when I came here, I started to learn there's a lot more complicated stuff with FRC when it comes to FTC. I think you guys have seen the difference in the robots. So,
yeah, if the parents haven't seen the big robots before you leave, we can go gather around and y'all can come have a look and you can let them unpack that for you.
Yes, anything else? I kind of just did a lot of wiring, but that's really the thing that I think.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to here? Because you decided to keep going. What grade are you in again? 10th grader, and ready to keep going?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just excited to learn a lot more about building because FRC just in general is more like professional versus like FTC. Like here they make a lot more custom parts, so I'm excited to learn how to use machines and actually like make things from scratch rather than using the parts from different suppliers that we use.
Yeah, so our students all have a chance to learn CAD modeling, CNC, milling, 3D printing, all of the above to help custom make parts for all our robots. So,
hi, my name is Sachin. This is my 3rd year in nursery robotics. So this week it's been really fun working with all you kids and helping you guys build robots, code, and troubleshooting has been really fun. So I'm on the high school team and I help build that robot and also this robot.
how long have you been at it, talking?
3 years.
And this will be number 4? Mm-hmm. All right. What grade are you in?
I'm going in 10.
Yep.
So
Very
I'm
good.
really excited to start the next season.
Awesome. Great.
I'm Justin. This is my first year in nursery robotics, but I've been doing robotics for a while in FLL and FTC. I enjoy doing both engineering and programming because really like difference between my previous experience and this experience. First year in robotics has been like very helpful in terms of resources and mentoring. They've taught me way more than I used to know, and because of the size of this team, there's never you never feel overwhelmed like I used to feel. Additionally, doing this camp with all of y'all has been amazing. Like all of y'all have been listening very well, and we've learned a lot in this camp.
Awesome. Thank you, good. Yeah, let's go.
My name is Phoebe. I'm going into my 9th grade year in high school. I've been on my first year of robotics for about a year and a month. I do a lot of the hardware stuff and some design stuff.
And what are you doing now? Tell us about your current team that's getting started.
Currently, I'm actually involved in the new all world activity.
Woo, woo, woo! Yeah.
It's very cool. And I'm on the high school team.
Hi, nice to meet y'all. I'm Veda. I think I've already met most of you before. My situation is a bit different than I'm more in the kind of marketing, talking side of things. And I joined Mercenary Robotics initially because my gremlin little sister here. Hence why when I joined, I was a bit hesitant. Like, what is Mercenary? What do they do here? But they are such an amazing organization. They do so much to help and benefit the community. I mean, I don't know if any of the high schoolers here have heard about the PDSA, which is Presidential Volunteer Service Award. However, they make it really simple for you to go out into the community and help out with your community. So for me, that's really important. I did this my first year on the team, and I'm doing marketing and outreach for the team. And it's just incredible the way they're able to provide
questions? Mementos?
Okay, let's give it one more round of applause. Thank y'all. Yeah, so maybe take the ice cream and leave it for All right.
So, Coach, was it Coach Charlie or Coach John? Who's going to tell the parents? Some parents are going to ask what's next, and we'll wrap up. But if you can tell about the various programs that they can belong into, and then we'll talk about what we need and how we want to do it.
Yeah, so in terms of our robotics calendar, we typically start with the school year. So we do it from 2nd through 12th grade. So in 2nd through 6th grade, we're working with First Lego League. So we have around 10 competition teams. The teams meet once a week. So basically, you're coming here after school, working with your team to do the new missions, which we get on Tuesday this next week. So it's a new game every year. It's like a sports team. So basically, one day a week, you'll come in here for a couple hours, start working on building your robot, building your attachments, and doing the programming. The season lasts from August all the way till January. So it's not like, coming in here for a week, you're learning over, 5 to 6 month period. So that's First Lego League. We also do First Tech Challenge in the fall. That's generally for the students in middle school, 7th and 8th grade. Again, they meet on a weekday, but they also meet on the weekend. So we do custom robots like this. So students are going to be learning all about engineering and manufacturing. So we actually have to make all of our robots. So it's a little bit step up from Legos. And we typically meet twice a week. So one day on a weekday, and then also on a Saturday or Sunday. So overall, about 10 hours per week. And we're mainly doing all the engineering skills in the middle school. And then our high school level is, freshmen through seniors, and we were showing the big robot, which we'll bring out here momentarily. It's an engineering internship, basically. We have about 30 professional engineers that are going to teach the students everything from the CAD modeling, which is how you build the robot in the computer, to actually manufacturing it, programming it, and then competing. So it's very much like sports, where we're going to compete in the entire state of Texas with different teams. As Dan said, there's about 600,000 students around the globe that participate in First Robotics. So we have competition teams. We do that in the state of Texas, but we could go to Worlds, which is also in Texas. So, any questions about First Robotics or any of the programs?
Oh, there's good.
Good question. Go. So our robots typically stay here. Some students do take them home during the season to work on them. But yeah, they stay here most of the time. What was the other question?
What will be the next step to get signed up?
So on our website, so it's mckinneysteamacademy.org. It'll show where all of our teams are waitlisted, but we're adding new teams almost every day. So if you go to mckinneysteamacademy.org and go to robotics, you can select the age group, and there's an application to fill out there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a contact us link, and the easiest thing to do is just
And can you say the website again, please?
mckinneysteamacademy.org.
And then for parents that may not have the weekly commitment, how often are you doing workshops here for maybe like week long, maybe during the break?
Yeah, so right now from August till December, we mainly do competition teams, but we do workshops usually in the spring because we won't have the capacity. Basically, we'll have kids here, 50 to 70 kids here every day. So we usually do workshop series more in the spring.
Okay.
And if anybody has, an interest, like if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to do this now, maybe you find some friends at school, like we've helped school, like you go do STEM night demos and workshop, like, 2 or 3 hour workshops. We're at the library once a month. So we're open to connecting with schools so we can come kind of showcase what we do to get other people interested in. That's where I started on a school-based team. We're a community-based team as this volunteer-driven nonprofit. So there's not a ton of us. Like last year we had kids, and I think it's still growing. We've had kids in here last year from 32 different schools, 8 school districts, and 25% of our student rosters are kids on that too. So we're open to wherever and whoever. We have kids driving from Keller on a high school team.
Oh, wow.
4 times a week. That's like, it's kind of crazy. So.
And we also have SweetNext, which is for young women in engineering. So monthly events for that, as well as just young engineers in general.
Yeah.
So we'll have a few different date type camps where they can come in there and explore with the STEM topic, as well as get a guest speaker about a career in engineering.
That's a good point. So,
Any other questions?
you guys should all high five yourself.
Fantastic. Can we give another round of applause for John and for Dan and to all the volunteers that have spent the whole week here? We appreciate you guys. You guys are the real MVP. I want to just mention that this is a volunteer-driven organization. Everything that you enjoy here is people who are passionate about getting your kids plugged into STEM or entrepreneurship, or getting them off those games and sitting around and just watching movies, and getting them into careers that will help us, empower communities, and empower them, but also make them great humans. So when we thought about this camp, we were so blessed and excited. Like Dan said, for 2 years we've been mulling this idea over, and then we met with Charlie. The McKinney STEAM Academy happened here, and it's just opened up a world of opportunities here. And then I met Russell about a month ago, and it just clicked, and here we are. I want to tell you guys that we have had such an amazing time with your kids. Thank you all for sharing them with us. But I want you guys to think about the next steps, about bringing our kids of color, kids from our community. We are lacking when it comes to STEM. There's not a lot of us. I am an engineer. My background is engineering. I am so thankful and blessed about the opportunities it has opened to me. So I'm extremely passionate about bringing more of our kids, especially our female kids, into the STEM careers. And that's why I wanted to explain. When we talk about STEM, it is not just about programming, it's not just about robotics. It's about developing team building. It's about the whole person. It's about problem solving. It's about critical thinking. Without these skills, we will not go far in the new generation. I'm glad you guys heard from the team that talked about AI and technology and marketing and sales. All these things make a whole human. But we're also building human beings who have empathy, who want to contribute, who want to donate, who want to give of their own time. Because that's what makes a whole healthy person. And so this is the mission, this is what makes the McKinney STEAM Academy different from every other robotics team that you will see. It is very volunteer driven. It is about people who pour their hearts. I know Charlie, he leads in a Fortune 100 company. He's leading $1 billion division. He's here almost every day. Same with Dan. This is his heart. He's gone with me to South Africa. And I saw him volunteer and work to bring our kids into this community. Now it's left for us, the parents. This thing is not something that you can hand off to a teacher or hand off to a club and have them do. We need all the help that we can get. We need our parents to volunteer. A lot of the things that you see being done here are driven by volunteers. The parents come in and they help. They bring their kids. It's your responsibility to plug your kids into something that they love. If they find their passion in life, they will not go astray. You don't have to chase them from the TV or from the game. We need to get our kids into places where they are thinking and their minds are engaged. This is some place I've found, and I want us as parents in the African and African American communities to start to think about how we can take advantage of something that is on our doorsteps. We need you guys to engage. We are looking for volunteers, we are looking for parents, we are looking for mentors, we are looking for parents who will come in and join. And we have been so lucky because this camp was fully funded, and the McKinney STEAM Academy gave us their space. Mr. Russell here and us, we've plugged in a lot of our own personal resources because it takes time, it takes money to run a camp like this. Your kids got dropped off, they got free food and all that. It was fantastic. There is a financial commitment to getting engaged into this next program. And as a parent to a parent, I don't want us to start to think about, oh, this is too much commitment. Oh, this is worth it. Like my son was telling me some days ago, he's like, Mom, that college is too expensive. I said, I'm going to sell my car to pay your school fees because it's that important. I want us to begin to understand how important it is to invest in our kids. right? This equipment costs so much, so these camps are not free. We are doing everything we can to find the funding, to find the grants, to be able to support any parent who cannot afford to bring their kids in. But we don't want our community to be left out because you say you couldn't afford it. But if you can afford it, please pay for your kids to get into this program.
And other kids as well.
And other kids.
Yes.
Like, tell your friends, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Like, it's right in front of us, and we're sitting around, and we're going to work, and we're letting our kids play hours and hours on the TV. Get them out of the TV, get them into this program, get your friends to come into this program. And Mr. Russell and I have committed to go find grants and funds. We don't want anybody left behind because they cannot afford it. If you cannot afford it, we will do everything in our power to make sure that you can. But if you can, please get your kids engaged and find a way to support others. And please work with us as mentors, like 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week. Volunteer, and together we can lift our communities up. So I just wanted to say thank you all as parents. Mr. Russell, I know you want to talk about the African dream and where we're going.
Exactly. Thank you. I've lost my voice. In 1 week here, I've lost my voice already. You know. But, exactly. See? Doing that over and over again, you know, lose your voice. But just as you know, Dr. Noma has talked about, we are really, really very blessed to have you here. As you can see, we are doing this work in Africa as well. You know, this is Cameroon, as you can see in this picture. Then you can see what Dr. Noma has talked about, you know, in other African countries as well. The goal for us is to unite together to help our kids, get them interested in things that they are passionate about. Make sure AI and robotics not go ahead of our kids, and then we are wondering what happened in 10 years from now. So we are getting ready, just as Doctor has talked about. But then there was something that she said that I would like to add to as well. There are some of us that might be able to not just afford for our kids. I would also encourage that we make contributions for other kids as well. So in other words, there are some parents that can say, oh, this is for my kid, but if there's any kid that cannot afford it, here it is. And us, basically, the team that you see behind us, we could say, okay, there are some kids that cannot afford it here. We could use this to fund those kids. If you also know people that can write fact checks, organizations that you work with, talk to them about what we are doing. Tell them about this organization and what we are doing, and they could write us a check. Some organizations can even provide in kind to say, oh, we do not have money, but we could give you guys food for the kids. We could give you this. So please, let your imagination run wild as it relates to this. The reason is this. We want representation. The community, we want the black community to be very involved. Sports is good, music is good, but technology is also good as well. And we're not just stopping with STEM, we are also looking to embrace STEAM, meaning we want to add arts as well. Maybe when you get a chance and you see we're extending beyond this building to the next suite. You know, so if you have a few minutes, we might walk you around. We have a new office on the other side. We want to expand this space and then include things like arts and crafts so that there are some kids, you know, like Shoma, for example, she's very good with arts and crafts. I'm sorry? Oh, good. We want to encourage, oh, she too? Yes. Good. We want to encourage that. The goal is we want to take the kids off tablets, YouTube, and all of those things, and get them into things that can develop and uplift them, you know, for the next generation. Because the next generation are not going to be like our generation. It's going to be AI. It's going to be robots. Our kids need to be ready to take advantage of it. And that's exactly what we are committed to doing. So we need your help. We need your resources. We need your network. We need your connection. We need everything to make this work. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure serving you. And that is what we call the African dream. For us, we are creating that bridge where Africans, African Americans, you know, Hispanics, everybody basically can plug in together to ensure that the world's difficult problems, we call them wicked problems, from climate change to environmental degradation, to whatever it is, we are getting our kids ready to be able to fight these things, not just today, but in the future. And that's what we call the African dream. We're excited for you to be a part of it. We're excited that you allow your kids to be a part of this, but because tomorrow we need to get them ready for the fight ahead. Thank you very much.
I think that's it. We've wrapped up pretty much. Volunteers, if there are any parents who want to take a tour, if you want to hang out with Vader.
The door is open next door if anybody wants to go see.
Yeah, if you want to see the new
And
site.
these are the volunteers, you met them. If you want to talk to them and ask them questions, we are also here if you want to ask us questions.
Just stick around.
But you can tour the facilities. We didn't even have time to do some of the things that we wanted to do. So there's more, right?
If anybody wants a tour of this space next door, bring it up.
So thank you, kids. Congratulations for an amazing time.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Thanks. Wait a second.
Okay, you guys can see
Huh? I didn't get my water bottle.
Very easy. Good job, dude. Way to go, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah, we go on the website.
And the Galapis, they didn't really say though.
No, that's her. It's a nonprofit organization.
Anyone want to see the robot?
And so her nonprofit organization, she was explaining how it works.
So it's really mercenary.
Mercenaries, what they do here, yes.
Yeah.
But Galapagos is
What they do internationally.
internationally when they train here. It's still
All right, but it's still to give people. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Oh, wow. It's like, no, it's Facebook Live.
all right.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
No? Let's go.
You want to demo that?
We can't demo it because we don't have the drivers, but I can show you how it works.
Okay.
So the way our robot does it has a gap.
Okay.
Holy
After saying you have like I was forced. I don't want to do. So introduce yourself. No, so I think when you was dancing, I sent it to you. And then look at yourself.
It goes up to there, and then if you want, and basically the walls and vibrate back, it also lifts the robot up. He's a lot of force here. The robot's on the wow. And then you guys do some like, you guys do some like reduction here that will give like enough power.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll get my
Thank you so much.
Oh, I think you showed me. Is that the one in the world? Oh, really?
doesn't because you can drive around trucks.